Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tech Showdown. My name is Kevin, and today we're going to be doing a review of the Acer Travelmate P645. So this should be quite interesting. This is kind of like a businessman or a student, or I suppose just someone on the go laptop. And I'm going to try to whip through it a bit more, because usually I try to cover all the bases, but then the video kind of drags on a little bit, and I am aware of that. So if I miss out a few things, that's fine. It's just because I want to whip through this review a bit faster, and anyone serious about wanting to buy one of these will read up all the specs and features anyway. So if I miss one or two things out, that'll be why. So let's get straight into it. What it comes with in the box? Well, not much in the case of the one I got. It only just came with the manuals, discs with the additional software, which I'll explain later, a charger, and a soft white bag for carrying it around with. So, all pretty standard. Now, exterior. So, as you may notice, this thing is really thin. It's only 20 millimeters tall, so very thin. It is 328 millimeters wide and 235 millimeters long. Now this thing comes in at 1.5 kgs, so it's pretty light. That's a 14-inch screen there. So that is light. This lid is carbon fiber. The chassis, well the base, is magnesium alloy. So very good, very light, very strong, very sturdy. Carbon fiber, incredibly light, incredibly strong. So that's all we need to say about that. So specs. Well, it's quite understated as well. The look, if you notice, it's not very fancy. They kept it quite simple. Now let's boot it up so you can get an idea of the boot speed while I go over the specs. So in here we've got an Intel i7. It's a 4500U. That's a dual core. Base is 1.8 gigahertz, but it'll boost all the way up to 3 gigahertz apparently. Screen size, 14-inch, it's 1080p IPS panel. So what that means, great viewing angles. You can see there kind of. There you go. Now, RAM is a single 4GB DDR3 memory. I'm pretty sure you can expand that, but don't quote me on it. You might have to check it out. That's just one thing I heard. Hard drive, so it comes with a 256GB SSD, so that's really good. No laptop should be coming with a hard drive. It makes them slow and horrible, and you saw the boot speed, fantastic. So 256GB SSD does really well, keeps it really snappy, everything opens really fast. If that's not enough for you, just add in a external hard drive that's USB 3, because this does have USB 3 connectors. Now, the card reader, it has a card reader in the front here. I'm pretty sure it's a 4-in-1, so lots of different things it can read. It has Intel dual band wireless and Bluetooth 4.0 and embedded 3G, which is cool, so you can get internet on the go. That's what the main reason is. That'd be good for students, businessmen, things like that. Now, graphics. It's running onboard graphics, which means it's Intel HD graphics 4400. With 128 megabytes of dedicated system memory, so nothing very fantastic there. Webcam, 720p webcam, so again, nothing much to say there. And warranty, this is the big one, 4 years if you get this from Playtech. So in New Zealand anyways, or if you buy it from Playtech, it'll come with a 4-year on-site warranty. Now that'll change depending on where you live, so you might have to look it up. So, I/O, around this side. We have 2 USB 3, a secure lock, and the charging. Around the front we just have the indicators and the 4-in-1 SD card reader. I should say. Around this side we have headphone jack, microphone jack, USB 3, full-size HDMI, VGA, and Ethernet port. And we have nothing around the back except a vent for the CPU exhaust. So let's get through it. Oh, onto the screen. Oh, that's quite a nice vivid picture. Lock screen, I should say. So, what I liked about the screen, colours are good. Viewing angles are fantastic because it's IPS. So, IPS is really good. TN panels on laptops, I don't really like it. TN panels on desktop, that's just fine because obviously most of the time on a desktop monitor you're looking straight at it. But for laptops it's good because you might be you know, wanting someone else to look at something and you don't want crazy color shifting when they're looking at it at an angle. So yeah, color's different, size is okay, 14 inch, a little bit small for me, but probably be enough for most people. And the only con I found was that it just wasn't that bright for me anyways. The highest bright setting just wasn't quite enough. It seemed like it needed to just go up one more, but they probably did that just to keep the battery life really good. Now sound, not much to say here. Has 3 speakers. Laptopy sounding, quite hollow, washed out kind of sound, but it does go quite loud, so that's fine, but don't expect anything fantastic out of it. It's just okay, it's just a laptop. Now keyboard, if you're a businessman or something like that, that's the main thing. It does light up, as you can see, that looks good. Key feels pretty good for a laptop, a lot better than I thought it would be. So yeah, that was pretty good. Obviously nothing close to a mechanical desktop keyboard, but it felt pretty good, had decent feel. Sometimes the keys wouldn't register when I was typing. That's probably because I'm not used to it. I'm used to Cherry MX Blue mechanical keys. So that was the only problem I had. But other than that, it felt pretty cool and it lights up. So that's good for if you're going to be typing in the dark or something like that. Now, the touchpad was decent. It's a good size. The 2 clickers are just fine. This one in the middle is a fingerprint scanner, which we'll get to a little bit later. But yeah, it's pretty good. The pinch to zoom, everything felt really good. The scrolling was good. They just did a good job in it. There's no complaints here. Now, webcam. So this is what the webcam and microphone will look and sound like if you're using it. So this is what it's going to look like if you're on Skype, you know, doing conference call or just doing this on something like that. The microphone obviously isn't that good, but it'll get you by. And the webcam is decent, you know, clear enough for you to be able to, the people you're Skyping with, to be able to see you and everything like that. So it'll do just fine. So that gives you an idea of yeah, what it's like. You can judge for yourself. That's good, bad, or horrible, or great, or whatever. That's all up to you. Now, performance. No point doing benchmarks today because it's onboard graphics, so it just isn't going to do it. But the highest processor speed I saw was 2.7 gigahertz. Obviously not that high. You know, not as high as it's rated to go to 3 gigahertz. Maybe if you're doing lighter load things, but with gaming stuff like that, it's only probably going to go 2.6, 2.7. Playing League or League of Legends or Dota 2 or something like that, it'll probably do it just fine. It'll get you by. On League, it got on medium settings, you're able to game at over 30 frames a second just fine. Now, heat and stress testing, it only went up to 70 degrees max, which isn't too bad. No thermal throttling. I only got a bit toasty on this one side here, but nothing too bad or out of the ordinary. Battery life, now with average use, you're going to be looking at about 8 hours, which is pretty damn decent if I say so myself. With heavier use, it'll probably drop down to about 5 hours-ish. When I was watching lots of videos and things like that, it went down to about that much. Gaming, it'll probably drop a little bit more. But with just average use, you know, typing documents, internet browsing, stuff like that, you're looking at a good 8 hours, so that's just fine. Now, this thing comes with an absolute ton of additional software. Probably not going to run through it all just because there's so much of it. If you're really interested, then you could probably look it up and see all the stuff it comes with. But yeah, it comes with a heap of Acer software, lots of trials for antiviruses, things like that, and Microsoft Office trials, stuff like that, just the usual carry-on. It also has a disk anti-shock protection, pre-boot authentication, which is, as I said, the fingerprint scanner down here. It also has a facial recognition thing, so good security on it. If you really want to keep people out, you can keep them out. It also has good file encryption and decryption and data removal, file shredders, thing like that, so that's really good too. Now, in conclusion, what do I say rounding out this review? Good premium grade ultrabook. Could use, in my personal opinion, a slightly bigger screen since it's 1080p, but that's just my opinion. Really light, really slim, long battery life, decent performance for probably the people that are going to be using it, decent-ish. A heap of software, pretty understated design, doesn't really do anything wrong, good, yeah, just doesn't do anything wrong. I couldn't really find any major faults with it. It just did everything it was supposed to, and if you just want a good laptop to just chuck in a bag and take overseas or something like that, or a businessman on the go, and You just need good battery life and a nice light laptop that you're not really going to notice carrying it around today, then this will be a great one for you and for students alike. So yeah, that's going to round out this Acer Travelmate P645 review. I was quite impressed. It is an ultrabook, so obviously if you're looking for something with high performance, then you can look elsewhere and you'll get a lot more bang for your buck. But considering you're paying for the premium materials included with this and the lightness and slimness, then that's why it is the price it is. Which at Playtech currently is just over $2,000, but that may come down in the future. And Playtech's always having specials, so that's good for you guys in New Zealand. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative, and I'll catch you guys next time on Tech Showdown.